Hello dear students, I am Dr. Kriti Gulati working with Lloyd Group of Institution, Lloyd Institute of Management and Technology. Uh, Again we are here to discuss about functional areas of marketing communication, which is a part of consumer behavior and marketing communication subject. The topic is there in unit 3 and this is the second session of the same unit. Moving ahead, let's talk about the functional areas of marketing communication. So these 6 are the broad division of the communication for the marketing communication part. The very first is the advertising. So the very first is the advertising. Second, we have direct marketing, then we have internet marketing, sales promotion, public relation, publicity and the personal selling. So these 6 components are the major functional areas of marketing communication. As we have discussed in the previous lecture, previous session, that marketing communication helps organization in achieving objective, helps organization in providing right set of information to the consumer, providing the persuasion part to the consumer, to the prospective consumer, and then we also help through communication to tap the new market share, to compete in the market share. So these 6 are the divisions, these 6 are the functional areas through which we can communicate effectively. Let's start discussing all of them one on one. The very first is the advertising. Advertising, it is derived from the Latin word that is advertere, which actually means to turn. Over here we use this word to turn the attention, and from that we got this word advertising. That is, whenever we want our people, our customer or the society to turn their attention towards something, we advertise that particular product. The definition given by American Marketing Association: advertising is a paid form. Advertising is the paid form, that means it is a commercial activity of non-personal presentation. That means the one who is advertising is not personally attached to the company, to the organization. They are doing it on behalf of the company. It is a promotional act of what? Goods, services and ideas. By whom? By an identified sponsors, right? So the person who is advertising is not personally attached. The person who is advertising or who is the source of advertisement is a well known sponsor, and what they are doing? They are taking money for promoting something. On the whole, it is a form of communication, paid communication, again to provide right set of information to the consumer. There are certain forms of advertising. To start with, the very first is the print advertisement, which we know that it is in the form of newspaper advertisements, magazines or various printed advertisement available. And then there are hoardings and signages, which are available in the streets or the markets or the highways. Digital advertisement spread across the internet, all over the internet, on various social media websites or other companies owned websites. Mobile and email advertisement, that is the advertisement done on the mobile phones of the users or the emails sent through the emails to the customers directly. Radio advertisings, that are the advertisements done through the audio version only. And then the television commercials, the commercials which is done with the intention of reaching the masses through audio and video both. So these common forms of advertisements are opted as per the situation. The situations is about knowing your segment well. The situation is about knowing your customer well. Knowing your customer means, like, we need to understand what exactly the category of consumer is. If the consumer is literate enough, we can go for print advertising. Further, if the person is not literate enough, we should go for either television or radio advertisement. Second, we need to understand where our segment is located, whether the segment is located in some rural area or they are located in some urban area, and which particular advertisement form of advertisement is accessible by them. In case they are able to easily access particular form. Suppose they are having electricity, they are having televisions at home, we can go for television commercial. In case they have effective radio connectivity, we can go with the radio connectivity. But in case they are not the one who is having access to it, suppose they are not having email ID, suppose they are not having smartphones, then the medium of advertisement will be wrong, and in that case whatever amount company is investing will get wasted. So to avoid this, it is better to understand the segment first, and then after understanding, then use the common form of advertising for communicating the right information, right. Similarly, we can understand that yes, people will get attracted towards the product with good pictures or big banners or big pictures, and we can use those creatives in the different form of advertisements as per the need, as per the requirement. Moving ahead, next particular source of ours is direct marketing. So direct marketing, what we exactly mean? We need to market directly. We will be approaching customer, we will be reaching customer, we will ensure that we have a direct connection with the customer. And what we will be doing? We will be fulfilling all the functions which we do in marketing. That is, starting from knowing or understanding the customer or the needs or demands of the customer, understanding customer needs, to ensuring that they have generated satisfaction. Right. So all set of activities of marketing we will be doing from step 1 to the last step, right, for understanding the customer, to ensuring that we can have a loyalty with them, to ensure that yes, in future also they will opt for us. So that includes consumer behavior, that includes branding activities, that includes these kind of marketing communication, that includes other marketing functions from the surveys, understanding that why consumer is buying a product, why they are not buying a particular product, what are their requirements, what is the right set of pricing or the promotion and the placing what they want, right. So starting with the direct marketing part, the very first is the direct mail, that is providing the information directly through some mailing technology. Then we have direct response advertisement, when we communicate something and we provide any number over there or any chat details over there or any Facebook login or any other login from which we can ask customer, okay, respond to us through this medium. Or we can see the advertisement where there are small contests or small forms where they have written that okay, to participate, send fill this particular form and send it to the company at this given address, and you may get chance to win so many benefits, like it could be the ticket to any cricket match or any other benefit, right. So that is the direct response advertising. And also through this direct response advertising, we need to understand that how many people have actually seen this advertisement and reacted to it. Our advertisement has approached whom, whether what we were tapping in terms of numbers, we are able to tap the right number, or and all those category of people, whether they have rightly understood the message and whether they have responded as well, whether it may respond in the terms of sale, it may respond in the terms of that yes, they get induced, they get motivated, they get convinced by the product and they are going to the market and buying the product. Then in form of catalogs, where we provide all the details related to the product available or manufactured by the company, along with the variations, the variants of the product, and along with the pricing of the product, right. Further, we have shopping channels, that is our channel partners, that are the people who are involved, and those channels again help us in direct marketing. And then internet sales, that is generating the sales through internet medium, through the medium of the communication, where you can directly get connected to the customer care services, you can directly connect to the people who are sitting over there to handle your grievances or to understand your needs, or to just take information from you just in the form of maybe a survey or something. So, by the means of direct marketing, we are trying to ensure that we reach the consumer, we approach the consumer, and we get to know what we want to know. And what is our major objective or major focus is to generate the response, to receive the information from the other end. It should not be only one end, it should be from the other end also, and that is why we prefer to go for direct, right. Moving ahead to the next, internet marketing, which is nowadays gaining momentum and which is nowadays becoming utmost important. Like without internet marketing, you cannot think survival, you cannot reach your consumer effectively if you are not going through this platform. So, internet marketing, to start with, what it do, and the meaning is clear, that is the marketing through the internet channel. And what now exactly they do? They educate the customer, they help us in providing right information to the customer in terms of that what is the product, what is the price, where it is available, and any particular promotional activities there, like any kind of sale, any kind of deal, or any kind of offers are there of the product, right. So, all these information are provided to the customer, and we use internet as a medium. Next, persuasive advertising. Again, whatever we want to advertise, we can use internet as a medium. We can use internet as a source from where we can communicate the message, we can communicate the whole content. And by persuasion, we actually want to convince them, we actually want to provide right message in such an effective manner that yes, they can get induced that yes, this is the right product, this is the right kind of advertisement, and I want this product, right. Moving ahead, then what further we use internet for is to obtain customer database, right. We need to understand that okay, how many people are visiting Facebook, how many people are visiting Instagram, how many people are visiting our own websites or even our competitors' website, and that particular database can be collected through internet. And if not collected, if the company is not collecting, not having the intention to collect, but at least they can use that database for providing their own information, right. They can obtain that database from various sources which make them available on the legal terms also. Not every platform provides that legal access, but yes, the one who provide as per the taking due consideration to the legalities. From there, the companies take the database, customer database, and then again they tap the right set of customer, knowing their segment well, knowing their set of customer well. Then the real time marketing, that is what the major benefit of internet marketing is, that is the real time marketing. When you are announcing something, when you are providing some information, somebody on the other end who is your segment, who is your customer, by you I mean company, I mean the organization who is promoting the product. So, the person is sitting on the other side watching that particular advertisement and may respond to you. They may click on that particular advertisement and may immediately respond in terms of sale, right. They may land up on your website page. If you have given some link, they can click on it and they can go to the website. So, this is a real time marketing. It is not like that you have advertised today and by tomorrow or 10 days after or maybe a month after or week after, you can check out that yes, whether the customer has approached us or not approached us. That particular time lag has been removed by internet marketing. Now, your customer, the company's customer, the organization customer is sitting exactly in front of the system and may be accessing your company's details, may be accessing the Facebook page of your company, may be accessing the website of your company, or may be accessing the exact information what you have provided. And again, they may react to it, they may respond to it, they may give their feedback to the company's website, they may give reviews or rating to the company's website. So, that is a very important point to be taken care of, and that is something which is unique with the internet marketing, which cannot be tapped by any other side of marketing in such an effective manner. Then it is a two-way communication. Internet marketing, as we have discussed just now, it is a real time marketing. So, the consumer, the customer sitting on the other side may send the message through your chat box, chat bot, and through they may communicate with your customer care executives. Then immediate feedback. If they liked your product, they will give the ratings and stars accordingly. If they doesn't like it, then obviously accordingly the stars and the ratings will be given. But yes, you can receive the feedback, and in case you want to have further access, you want to have further details, you can ask them to give the same. Like if you are having some kind of application and somebody is removing it, or the software, somebody is removing it from their desktop or their mobile, so you may ask that what is the reason for you to remove, like many of the companies are already doing. So you can know the feedback, that why they are discontinuing it, why they are not continuing the association. In similar cases, if you are receiving some emails and you are unsubscribing to that email, you can get the feedback, the reason for unsubscription, and we get certain options also, right, in the terms of that it is of no use to me, or it is a heavy software, or it is something which I would like to discontinue because it is no more relevant, etc., etc. And last, that is, we can frame a better customer relationship. How we can frame a better customer relationship? Through internet marketing, because we can connect one to one, we can provide the right set of loyalty memberships or loyalty benefits to the customer who is loyal, by acknowledging that how many times the person has visited our page, how many times they have responded to our advertisement, how many times they have placed their orders or given their reviews, given their ratings. From that we can know the category of customers, and again we can provide them the right set of rewards and benefits what they are giving to the company. Another thing, we can have note of the grievances, we can have note of the complaints, we can have note of the issues which the customer is facing, and then we can respond to them. Again, it's a real time marketing, again it's a two-way communication, it provides immediate feedback, and from this we can collect the information, we can collect the database regarding the satisfied customers, regarding the neutral customer, regarding the dissatisfied customer, and may respond accordingly. And when we will respond it in the effective manner, relationship and the bond will be created definitely and effectively. So moving ahead, next is the sales promotion. The sales promotion is done with the intention of promoting the sales. It has been done with the intention of generating the sales somehow on a immediate basis, right? So whenever we want instant sales, or whenever we want more than expected share from the market, or the sale which we will normally generalize, so we want more than that. In that case we go for sales promotion activity. Also we provide it when we want to compete, we want to get preferred by our customer, so in that case we go for sales promotion activities. Now in sales promotion activities, the activities are being done as discussed for promoting the sales. Somehow they create immediate response. That is the major benefit and the unique feature of sales promotion, that it helps in generating immediate response. So we have two categories into it. One is the consumer oriented, another is the trade oriented. And when we talk about consumer oriented, the name clearly says this is for end user. This is for the person who are actually using it. And what kind of promotional activities we provide them? We may provide some kind of coupons which will help them or provide certain benefit to them in their next purchase. We can provide some free samples so that they can test it. As we know that many people, many customers are reluctant to take the risk, reluctant to experiment on their money. So in that case, company, in case of new product or in case of any new feature introduced to the product, so they may go with some kind of samples, free sample distribution. Like you have purchased a particular product of the company, and then the company may provide something additional, some new product in small packaging or small form just for the trial purpose. So that is again a form of sales promotion. Then premium, that is the discounts, the benefits. Contest or the sweepstakes, that is something that when you will get benefited by responding to the promotional activity. Okay, you can take part in any contest, you can take part in any event, any activity, and you may win the concept. Refunds and the rebate, that is again something a part of sales promotion, right? So you can get any kind of additional rebate on your purchase, you can get any refund or return from the like in case you are not satisfied with the product, so you will give the product back and you will get the refund, which is majorly done in internet marketing nowadays, or by the sellers, e-sellers. Then there are bonus pack. If you will buy a bundled product, if you will buy two, then you will get one additional, or you will get some additional discount on your third purchase or fourth purchase. Similar kind of schemes we have witnessed, we have seen so many times. Buy two get one free, buy two get 50% off on the third purchase. So that is what the bonus pack is, right? Or even the bundled ones, like you are purchasing 3 at the price of 2, or somehow the price for all the 3 have been reduced. Then there are loyalty programs, right? If you are a loyal customer, you will get some membership card, or you will get some coupon, and you will get some additional benefit of being loyal to the company. Like many of the e-sellers are doing this, that the sale is starting from 2 days later, that current date, and for the loyal customer, for the that particular group of consumer who are being attached with the company, for them the sale will start a day prior. So that is again a loyalty program. Or you may get benefited in terms of that on every purchase of yours you will get 10% off, and they name it in certain form. You are a diamond member, you are a platinum member. So these are the loyalty programs, right, given to the consumer who are continuously attached with the seller. And why companies are doing it? To maintain that relationship and to ensure them, or kind of giving them assurance that yes, company wants to get connected to you in the similar way, and we do take care of you. And then there are so many events. The company may sponsor these events, or the company may organize the events just to again provide a kind of entertainment, a benefit to the society. So these are the consumer oriented sales promotion scheme, and as I said in the beginning, they provide immediate response. So as soon as you will got to know that okay, this particular outlet is providing 50% off, or it is a stock clearance sale, or it is a buy to get one, we somehow respond to it. Customers somehow react to this particular set of activity, and especially when a date is attached to it. And we nowadays these kind of activities, sales promotion activities, have increased also. How come increased? Because of the momentum of the e-sellers. E-sellers, whenever we visit, we can see limited time offer, then we can see the stock clearance offer, we can see 70% off on the leftover stock. So these activities are quite into the market nowadays, and have generated more momentum with the internet marketing, with the internet selling. Then it comes to the trade oriented sales promotion. These sales promotion activities are the activities for the resellers, for our channel partner, for the people who are helping company in selling the product further. So here we try to give benefit to them in the term of trade allowances, in the term of additional allowances for facilitating the trade. We provide them point of purchase displays in the terms of any kind of dummy products, in terms of some kind of hoardings, or in terms of some kind of the boards, billboards, or other things to display along with their outlet, along with their retail outlet or their store, so that the promotion can be done. Then the training program includes when we actually try to inform them about the features of the product, inform them about the strong points of the company or the product, and also the strong points of the competitors, so that we can give them a due response, we can give them the due answer in the sense that okay, this is the strong point of the competitor and this can be answered through this particular answer. So, through training, the people who are involved in reselling can be informed, can be educated, can be updated about the strong points of the company and the strong points of the competitor, so that they should know how to deal it well, right. And then we have trade shows, we have exhibitions, and being having available to in the similar events in the trade shows and exhibition, we can make our presence felt in a better way, and again we can provide additional discount on these trade shows. Somehow our presence in these trade shows and exhibitions helps our resellers, as we have made our presence more effective in a better way, and this will definitely help our resellers to facilitate the market further. Next we have publicity vehicles. So, in publicity vehicles, the featured articles, the interviews, the special events, press conferences, news releases, these are used. And why we are using it? For creating a hype in the market, for generating a connection in the market, and for building effective brand of ours, right. So, in publicity vehicles, we can have articles in renowned newspapers, magazines, or internet channels, or the blogs. We can get our interviews published, the CEOs, the marketing head, the country heads. We can go ahead and participate in the special events. The press conferences can be organized, new releases can be done, all these with the intention of generating a hype in the market about the product, about the company, and about the brand. Then it comes to the public relation. Again, the name suggests it is something to develop relationship with the public, it is something to connect with the public. Now, one thing which we need to understand over here, we are talking about public. Here we are not only talking about the prospect or the customer or the consumer. We are not only focusing on the category or the group of people who will buy the product. We are talking about the society as a whole. It is what? It is a process. Process, that means something which we will be doing systematically, step by step. So, the systematically planning and distributing information with an intent to control and manage image of the company, and the nature of the publicity received. So, what is our intention behind public relation? That is to manage the image, to connect with the customer, to connect with the people, to connect with the society, right. Or by generating that connection, what we want? We want a good image to be developed, and further we want the publicity, we want that response and reaction from the public. So, it is a planned activity, it is a systematically planned activity to have that relationship with the public, and these can be done through various measures. These can be done by normal CSR activity, where you are focusing on that how you can benefit the society, the customer, the corporate social responsibility of yours. You can simply put boards on the road stating that somebody is waiting for you at home, please drive carefully, don't drink and drive, be the man, choose not to drink today, and drive safely, drive slowly. Such kind of activities, what they are actually doing? They are actually trying to connect with the people by telling them that yes, you care for them. So, these are few tools of public relation. The one is cause related marketing. You can organize any kind of activity for a specific cause. It could be something related to cancer patients, it could be something related to blood donation, or any specific cause could be there. Then there are community activities, like you can organize any activity for a specific community, for a specific group of people. Publicity vehicles, you can have your publicity vehicles which are roaming here there and providing necessary information to the people. public affairs activity, what's going on where, you can give your opinion about it, you can tell people the in-depth detail about it, and accordingly connecting with the public. Special publication of yours. Then corporate advertising, that is the B2B part, which is something which strengthen the corporate relationship. Again, special event, sponsorship. Public relation and publicity, both are actually interrelated, interconnected. The only difference between them is that over on one part, on the publicity part, we try to create a kind of hype, and when we talk about public relation, we somehow want to get connected to the people through social causes or through social agendas, right? Moving ahead, then it comes to the personal selling. Personal selling, as the name suggests, it is the selling, and it is again on the personal level. Now here, before starting this, I would like to connect it with one of the topic which we have covered earlier, that is direct marketing. Many students get confused between this, that what is the difference between direct marketing and personal selling, right? So in direct marketing, we actually try to directly perform marketing activity. In personal selling, we try to sell the product personally. So the difference majorly lies in the selling and marketing. Over here, we have person to person communication. It is our attempt of seller, it is the attempt of seller for assisting and persuading, for convincing the prospective buyer so that purchase can be done. So it is on a one-to-one basis when you are meeting and when you are convincing the customer that yes, this is the purchase, this is the product, and this kind of benefit it can provide you, and on the whole you are just ensuring that the exchange should take place, right? So it is end to end convincing and the conversation, the persuasion, to ensure the sale is there, right? So today we have discussed about all the functional aspects, functional areas of marketing communication, the 6 broad elements through which we can communicate. I hope the session is clear to you. I hope now you have a better understanding about what the advertising is, what the direct marketing is, what is personal selling, and how effectively we can communicate with the public, with the people, through these kind of mediums, through these kind of functional areas, and how company uses them. So the connection can be developed by understanding and observing what is happening in the market and how companies using all these mediums for developing a better connect with the people and for effective marketing communication. Thank you so much.